Congressman Ben Cline of Virginia. He joins us now. Congressman, good to have you with us, sir. Thank you.
Vince, good to be with you.
Were you satisfied by Robert Hur's answers today?
I wasn't, and I think there's more to it than we're able to get to the bottom of in just a hearing where we each get 5 minutes to really drill down. The inconsistencies that I was trying to bring out were increasingly clear. The special counsel found several different motives for Biden to keep all of the records that he did, including what they called the Thanksgiving Day memo that dealt with Afghanistan, secret national security memos that he was hanging on to essentially justify his positions and help to write the book that he was eventually writing. So he had motive to keep all these documents, and then Hur concluded that because of the way that they were stored in a garage haphazardly, that it didn't look like he had the requisite intent to actually hold on to national security information. But the two don't go together.
What do you need to keep them in an evil lair somewhere, like to prove that you were like trying to commit a crime? Like he kept them at his house. He stole documents he shouldn't have had.
Exactly. And I asked him, what his record was in jury trials, because if you're any good as a prosecutor, you don't just wait to only prosecute the slam dunks, although federal prosecutors are known for doing that more than local prosecutors. If you have probable cause to believe that the crime has occurred, you go and get the indictment, and then you try and prove the case beyond a reasonable doubt. So
yes.
You don't just wait for the slam dunks, and I think he should have gone ahead and pursued it.
Well, so he had evidence that Biden stole the documents. He had evidence that Biden disseminated the documents. He had evidence that he disseminated them to people who didn't have security clearances. He had evidence that there was an attempted cover-up to hide the fact that he had disseminated those documents. And he had evidence of a monetary benefit to the tune of $8 million for the use of those documents to enrich Joe Biden. I'm not sure what else he needs.
Me either. And part of my questioning, and I didn't really get into it, but I want to know what was his thinking when he realized he had to go present this to the Attorney General. And if he had said what I think he believed, which was that it should have been prosecuted, what would the Attorney General have done? What kind of roadblocks would the Attorney General have thrown up in his way to prevent him? Would he have prevented him from making the report public? He could have redacted several parts of it. He could have undermined the case from within. So, there are a lot of ways in which the Attorney General could have prevented a successful prosecution, and it may be that Mr. Hur just decided, not even worth it to make the effort to go ahead and try and bring this charge.
There's a lot that happened today. Matt Gaetz had a moment where he was asking Robert Hur about Biden lying about sharing classified documents. This is what that sounded like.
February 8th, the White House question, Mr. President, why did you share classified information with your ghostwriter? The President, I did not share classified information. I did not share it. I guarantee I did not. That's not true, is it, Mr. Hur?
That is inconsistent with the findings based on the evidence in my report.
Yes, it's a lie. It's just what regular people would say, right? Yeah, all right.
Yes, he says. It's a lie. So you have evidence here that the President of the United States lied, and we're all supposed to just kind of be like, oh, well, I guess that's what happened?
No, and that's infuriating that, this Justice Department has essentially established a different standards of justice for different individuals. And while you have, as Matt Gaetz said, in his view, neither one of them should have been charged, neither Biden nor Trump. But what you do have is evidence that substantiates the argument that he had motive. Biden had motive to take the documents. Biden had reason to be evasive about his reasoning, and Hur, for all his accomplishments, declined to further pursue this charge.
Yeah, he did. Steve Cohen, the Democrat, today suggested that Biden is not senile. He said to say that is disrespectful to, quote, senior people with memory disabilities. So I guess the new explanation for Joe Biden is that he has memory disability. That's what the best Democrats could summon today?
Well, I like the questioning from Nathaniel Moran, one of my Republican colleagues from Texas, who brought up the standard in the District of Columbia to require a guardianship for seniors. And the definition almost read verbatim with Hur's conclusions about Biden. And so essentially making the point that someone needs to call social services because we got a senior out there who's in need of guardianship.
Well, here, I mean, I don't know if I didn't get to watch the entire hearing, so perhaps you can answer. I'm wondering if it came up, the fact that here you have a Justice Department attorney under Joe Biden, he works for Biden ultimately, who concludes that Biden is a sympathetic elderly man with a failing memory. How can he make that assessment in an official document and then simultaneously say that, that he should be president of the United States?
I think that's a great question. I mean, it's clear that they didn't want the transcript released because they waited until today to release the transcript. We had literally minutes to review it before we had him present to answer questions. And we'll still be going through it, over the next several days and weeks. But it was clear that the White House was trying to avoid having this be further investigated by the Judiciary Committee. It's not going to stop us. We're going to continue to highlight this White House's and this president's not just potentially criminal behavior, violating the laws of the United States regarding retention of information, but their efforts to avoid accountability for it. And we're going to continue to pursue that.
So in your view, Congressman Ben Cline, given everything we now know about what Joe Biden did, the documents he stole, how he used them, how he enriched himself, would any other American be given such grace by the United States Department of Justice? There's a lot of conversation on the left about nobody is above the law. How does Joe Biden's treatment compare to, say, any other American?
Well, it's the Biden family is what you can say, and the Biden family is definitely given a very light touch by this Justice Department. You just look at allowing the statute of limitations to pass on certain offenses for Hunter. You can look at a number of other instances where this Justice Department looks the other way at certain activities being done by the Biden administration and the family.
It's crazy, and we saw it play out today. Congressman Ben Cline of Virginia, thank you very much for both questioning Robert Hur today and sharing the experience with us. Thank you, sir.